Ooh. Hey. Whoa.
Hello.
Is my mic on?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Oh, hey, it's Sparker Madness.
You can't hear yourself?
Not really, no.
No,
I can turn it up for you in a minute.
You know what? I am just thrilled that we have intro music that is related to the movie.
It's not often that we do that. That's
Yeah.
a thing I need to turn off.
Well, there's Ben.
I know you have it.
I'm Matt. That's Ben. That's Aaron. So last week we concluded Spook of Madness Year 3 with Sleepy Hollow, and of course that prompted a Tim Burton discussion, and now we're doing Pee-wee's Big Adventure from 1985.
How did we decide this?
Because you
I just forgot the train of thought, that's all.
it was Tim Burton, and you guys were like, Pee-wee's Big
right.
Adventure is Tim Burton's best movie.
We thought, oh yeah, this is one of his best movies. Oh yeah, forgot about Pee-wee.
And the fact that you guys quote this nonstop
Ad infinitum?
for the last 3 years we've been doing this. It's constant. So now's your chance to talk about how great this is. I had never seen it before, so
How magical that someone gets to see it.
we have much to discuss.
Tim
Much to
Burton's
discuss.
first movie.
Yeah.
Is that true?
It is
First movie.
first feature-length movie,
That's even more impressive to me then.
and it's Danny Elfman's first musical score.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like fresh off of Oingo Boingo?
Oingo Boingo. Yep.
Wow.
Good band.
So this Pee-wee was based off of what's the actor's name? Paul Reubens.
So
he had a TV show, right?
Well, what
Before
happened?
this?
Yeah, what happened was So I found I listened to some documentary today about Phil Hartman, God bless his soul,
God rest his soul.
who actually co-wrote this movie and also wrote for Pee-wee. They met at a improv
Like
group
improv thing.
in Los Angeles, and even like the same improv group that had like Will Ferrell and stuff. That, through the times. What were they called? The Rumblings or something?
Groundlings?
The Groundlings. Yep. And
What a name.
they got together and wrote it and got on HBO, and then he wrote the movie. And it was the character that he made up in that improv group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the show came after the movie, correct?
No, the show came before the movie,
Okay.
and then.
But then they created a
movie.
I guess the show that people are more familiar with
Is Pee-wee's Playhouse
after this movie, right?
No,
Pee-wee's
Playhouse was before the movie.
But not very far before,
There
was
was
it?
There was a kids show that he did for even longer after this.
It's
movie.
probably another show.
Okay.
Let me look it up.
I want to say that the HBO thing wasn't necessarily maybe what everybody is familiar with, because it was
No.
more of like an adult theme, if I remember right from what I saw.
Which I haven't seen that.
Okay,
Anyway.
it was a TV movie called The Pee Wee Herman Show that came out in 1981.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, it was a TV movie. And then Pee Wee's Playhouse came in 1986 after this movie.
Okay.
I didn't know there was two shows.
Yeah, it was a one-off, I think.
Well, a long one off, I guess. Said
So
it was a movie.
An adult-oriented version of what eventually become an award-winning children's classic. Phil Hartman and Lawrence Fishburne was a character on.
Yeah, he was Cowboy Curtis in the Pee-wee's Playhouse.
And Phil Hartman was the sailor.
Okay.
Oh my
Phil
God.
Hartman made an appearance in this at the very end.
He
Yes, he
did.
did.
Yeah, as
And he
the
wrote
reporter.
the
He had a
script.
lot of things to say.
Okay, so this movie starts off. By the way, I didn't know this was Danny Elfman's first score. It is perfect, like perfect
And then
all the way through.
So
Yes.
and then after
they
this, he made
even
Batman.
he even adapts it to
Where
like.
Pee-wee's singing along with it, too.
Well, yeah, and where they go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Then he gets on the megaphone.
That part made me laugh though when he's knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Exactly.
That's brilliant comedy.
I'm gonna just to launch us off here. The start very much felt to me like it was pulled straight from his show, and like it almost felt like the characters. I'll be honest. The first 20 minutes I really did not enjoy. And then
Boo!
I'll just
It's
start
so
there.
innocent.
It's the best part.
I don't know
The
about that.
start.
It's the setup.
I don't know if I would call it the best part, but I like it.
I understand it's the setup. I understand you got to introduce all the characters, but that first scene with Francis, even though it has the "that's a great story," or I love that story quote, but that little scene was just cringy to me.
Cringy, huh?
Sorry.
I love that story.
Shh, I'm listening to Reason.
I did like that he was eating Mr. T cereal on a plate with a fork.
With a very large fork.
Very large
that
fork.
he poured over a really nice breakfast.
Yeah. That he poured on top of it.
Good morning, Pee-wee.
Good morning, Mr. T. I do like the beginning, like he's in the Tour de France.
Yeah.
I especially like the score there where they're using the really 80s synthesizers. It gives it a very surreal feel.
So the whole movie is basically, the premise is Pee-wee's bike gets stolen by Francis, but then Francis doesn't want it because Pee-wee's on his case, and so it's like an adventure to track down his bike.
And
he goes
to a fortune teller. She said, "Your bike's in the basement of the Alamo." So,
well, before you get there, just because we did a Hitchcock movie, I loved the like Hitchcockian music they put in for with the bike. All the his paranoia when he was thinking about the bike at the start, and they showed the wheels spinning.
And it was a remix of the main theme. Yeah, if you think about it.
Yeah,
Smart.
So good.
So,
sorry, go ahead.
So my uncle, who's a playwright, told me that every character should have a want, and that's what we relate to them. I mean, if you define really clear and good wants, even like the simpler and main characters can have multiple wants, but like.
Boomerang bow tie.
Well, like Little Mermaid.
You got it in red.
Little Mermaid. I want to be where the people are. She wants to be human. So it's kind of the catalyst of the whole story. And this, he wants his bike back. Mm-hmm. Now, he said in comedy, this can work both. This is where a want can be funny than just a bunch of gags. So even though there's a bunch of gags in this movie, his want is the driving force that's hilarious. Mm-hmm. So in comedy, so you can have two kinds of wants. You can want something that's really outrageous, that doesn't make any sense, or you can want something that they
is
do
good and pure.
That they do like with Wile E. Coyote, that they go to ridiculous means to get it.
Yeah,
this is kind of both ridiculous want, and
the ridiculous
and the whole story. Like the premise is it's a simple but it's a funny premise. He wants to get his bike back.
Yeah. Well, and you don't have to think it says so much about his character right off the bat that he connects with this inanimate object. He has a dream. He has many dreams about it. He has
at least two
Tour de France dream. He has the stop motion dream with the dinosaur that eats his bike, and then the funny ambulance with the clowns that come in. And,
that was terrifying when I was 4 years old.
Like try and fix it up. I loved those.
That was like
I loved the little dream
party.
Yeah. Well, this is where, the fact that this is the first one, it shows so much of the, like, what he would carry through. They even have the, like, bug eyes from Large Marge.
Which was in the Headless Horseman.
It was the worst accident I ever seen.
On a night just like tonight.
That is one of the only truly out of left field parts of the movie.
That she's been dead for 20 years.
And I like how they, also in the beginning, I like how they retrofitted, they showed in the preview here, Francis's pool to look like a bathtub.
Yeah. He's taking his bath. Yeah.
Oh, really? Where are they hosing him down?
So good. So good. I love the there's a bunch of these little like setup lines that do come back later where it's like, what makes you believe the Soviets are involved?
Set up a dragnet. My God. It's such simple, witty writing. I want to say that.
For me, the scene that pushed it, the kind of transition out of the start where I was not maybe it was the pacing or whatever. I don't know what it was. Once he did the Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit Q.
That is my favorite scene in the movie.
Exhibit A!
He brings the whole town in.
We can finally start the big meeting.
It's like they're just photos of him in the bike.
Let's begin, shall we?
This is just me without my bike.
What's missing? Oh, yeah, my bike.
Is there something you can share with the rest of us, Amazing Larry? I think there was a deleted scene with Amazing Larry. I want to say that wasn't completely random. I think he was in the magic shop. But Amazing Larry is my
The
favorite.
Magic Shop was funny too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay.
I thought it was stupid. It's so stupid.
With the X-ray specs.
It's so dumb. It's funny.
See, I much more preferred we were talking before, the little vignettes of this adventure. Like you go to each little stop, you meet different characters along the way, and then you bring them all back together. I liked once the adventure started. The setup part was just I don't know.
It was too
wasn't as
innocent for
funny.
him.
It was too innocent, I guess. I don't know. I liked when Pee-wee was interacting with people and not just Pee-wee by himself.
I think you had to have the setup part, though.
Yeah, it has to
you
be there.
absolutely have to have it for sure. Yeah, I just remember that just had written down when he's after that meeting, he's hissing at people, and he's like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That made me laugh so hard.
Crack
so he's
up.
walking the alley.
That's one of
the game. They try and jump him, and he's just
one of those guys is Tim Burton, you know.
Really? I have to watch it again.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
that's
made me
funny.
laugh so
The guy
hard.
talking to him is Tim Burton.
It made me
Oh,
laugh.
okay.
That scene in particular and the big meeting are two. They introduce facets of Pee-wee that if they weren't there, I wouldn't like it as much. Pee-wee has a dark side.
well, yeah. It's kind of that like SpongeBob-ish type of like this is fun and goofy. Then all of a sudden it kind of twists a little bit.
Francis.
Yeah.
You mean SpongeBob is kind of like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cheer.
Get it right, Matt.
And I also don't know if I would have so much of the adventure part works because the very first one is that escaped con. And he's like, you think he's a murderer, but he just ripped the tag off the mattress. That was funny.
Well,
that was really good.
the question is that really what happened, or is he sparing him because he can tell he's just a kid?
I don't know.
So
maybe.
Why are we even thinking deeply about this?
Well, that's what I've always thought, is that he didn't want to tell him that he killed somebody, so he
So-
told him that.
Oh, see, I thought it was just a funny bit.
Which relates to a story that my cousin told me. Well, it's a story that I could tell you about my cousin. When Paul Reubens was busted for doing that thing that we all know he did,
Spanking his Pee-wee?
well, I didn't want to put it to words, but no, I asked my cousin.
I know you are, but what am I?
I was
You're
very
arrested.
confused about why
You're under
people.
arrest. I know you are, but what am I?
This is
I was asking my cousin why people were mad at Paul Reubens, and he's like,
I say we let him go.
He's like, you know how in the restaurant there's that bowl of dip and the chips? Yeah,
Yeah.
he double dipped. So it was a very similar situation
dipped his chip.
of easing me into the truth.
Well,
I see.
now he's okay with the internet.
Well,
Paul
I mean, that's such a stupid thing to get in trouble for. What do you think everybody else in that theater was doing? Know what I mean? Who goes there for not that? Really? I don't know. This is before our time.
Anyways,
How about those funny road signs?
No, but
huh?
why were people mad at him?
so anyway, yeah. Well, so did you notice the road signs? You can see the track of the.
Yeah.
So okay, so so this movie when it came out on TV, it had the 4:3 aspect ratio.
Yeah, I think they shot it full and cropped
They
it
shot
for
it
the
in
theater.
full. They shot it in full, and they cropped it for the theater. So it's widescreen the way we look at it, but it's really 4:3, kind of like
Kubrick
Full
style.
Metal, Full Metal Jacket and stuff. But he shot it for both ways.
Because they knew it'd be on a home video.
Actually, he didn't shot it for both ways. I think he just shot it for theater. Unlike Kubrick, he shot it for both ways. Anyways, so there's two glaring shots. The one we just said that, you can really see the tracks of that the signs are on the track, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if they did it on purpose, but it's funny. But one of them was really bad when he's pulling the chain on the bike.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can pull it up. Aaron.
I don't have it prepared.
But in the 4:3, you can see it going through the chain, the endless chain of the
Oh,
bike.
you can see.
You can see the bottom where it's
You can
being
see the
fed
bottom
through.
of being through.
Oh, okay. I
It
did see
is
that.
really funny.
There's other little glaring errors, like when he puts on the headlight glasses in the dark. Mm-hmm. You can see like the pieces of scaffolding covered in black fabric
Oh,
holding
yeah.
stuff up.
Oh, that's
Okay,
funny.
that's
yeah.
Very
I'd
That was
like
a funny scene.
I'd like the
though.
animated eyes.
Yeah, that was great.
That was a good touch. I wouldn't have thought of that.
That's
It's
funny.
just like mountain lions and stuff everywhere. There's a lot of animals in this movie.
Yeah, he saves a bunch.
has nothing to do but with the rest of it. But we're just gonna throw in him saving this on fire pet shop.
There has to be a climax.
It's so funny. There's just randomly a monkey and
the sequence with him,
snakes.
Yeah, the sequence with him going on the train with the hobo, I laughed really hard too because
Oh yeah, and his terrible singing.
songs.
That's another. That's
And he
another.
can't take it, and he jumps off.
That's probably a Phil Hartman.
That's another point where he gets a multifaceted bit to his character because even he gets tired of the simple, innocent things.
Yeah, well, there's a couple times where he's just like, "This is awful," or when they go to the Alamo, and he's just bored and pissed off.
You have the guy. So this is how brilliant. You have the guy next to him, like
just really excited. Yeah. I thought that was funny too.
but deadpans.
Did we have any Mexican Americans in our audience?
And he does this to him, like he's like Pee-wee looks at him like. It's the little things in life, you know.
Well, part of that too, when he's like, "There's no basement at the Alamo," and they all laugh at him.
And then the kid takes a picture. What a mook!
And I thought she was hilarious.
Really good comedic
I think
timing.
she was real dry explaining.
Oh yeah,
the tour. Like, they made how boring the tour is. It's like,
I've been on one of those
tortillas or
tours.
whatever.
it's probably true facts, but like you know how tortillas. Are
He's
made?
working on an Adobe.
And then you see the guy like really excited about it. Yes.
Oh, buenos dias.
The other thing when we were talking about him,
do you think that scene was great, Matt?
with the Alamo stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You thought it was what?
Great.
I thought you'd say it a lot sooner.
Gosh,
Wow.
you couldn't find a better word you would say.
I should have done it when you said the word, Ben, but I had to break the rules for Matt.
I know.
You have to break the rules. Okay.
I know.
And we're 17 minutes in and you haven't said the
really
word great.
I was like, I was like, this ain't working. We should have said, what is a word that you say a lot, Matt? We're trying to think of a word that you would say.
It took all week to come up with that.
Great. I'm gonna have to watch what I say now.
Where
I was gonna
were
say,
we?
so in addition to the other, we were talking about having another dynamic to Pee-wee. I thought how he her name was Simone, and he like prompted her to follow her dream or whatever and go to Paris.
You gotta follow your dreams, Simone.
It's so good. That's such a good impression.
It's really good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
What else? I'm skipping ahead
Let's
to the
see.
the bull. The next thing I'd written down was the Paul Bunyan guy had a red shirt on.
So
for
that
the bullfighting.
So that
bull
area
riding.
where the dinosaurs were,
Yes.
that's a real place. In,
It
in
has to be.
in California. And
Yeah.
I watched a guy named what's his name? Justin Scared, I think his name's Scared or Scared, and he does road trips around Disney and California, and he went to that diner and stuff. But that diner has been tearing down, but I think the dinosaurs are still there.
Can you actually get in the mouth of the Tyrannosaurus?
No,
I didn't think
was
so.
a
That'd be
set.
a
That was a
set,
set, but
yeah.
but they are pretty cool. I mean, as a little kid, that would be the coolest place to see. And I remember being like, I want to go there.
That was
With those
another.
dinosaurs.
That was actually another really bad error where that it was clearly still nighttime when they were shooting.
And then Andy's outside,
he
yeah.
was full daylight.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
It was just a time skip.
yeah.
yeah. It's like, oh, it's different.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's daytime now.
But I guess this movie is so zany, it doesn't
my
matter.
mistake. Guess it's daytime now. My God. Does anybody have a favorite scene?
Oh my
I was about
God.
to say my favorite. I think my favorite is the biker bar scene.
That is a good scene.
I really like that
with
scene
with
a lot.
the
Yeah, like,
Brotherhood of the
he gets
Satan's
Gets them
helpers.
all to shut up.
He
and-
gets out of it by dancing.
Yeah. Well, I said it, but like, they're like,
Oh,
let's kill him. No, let's hang him and kill him. Let's let him go. Okay, I love that.
No,
That was so
I think
funny.
my favorite scene is the extension of that scene afterwards. I rewind it and watch it 3 times. The subtlety of
So
it. Like, I was cracking up so hard.
Thanks, dudes.
I was like, and he rolls out and hits the
Just goes straight into it.
And it leaves like a Looney Tunes shaped hole too.
Yeah, it is. And then you can see like the back of it, like down. I go, that is such a good timing. It's so good timing.
Well,
I laughed so hard.
That is good.
That also has
That's my favorite scene in the whole show.
Yep. It also has the
little vest.
excuse me. He
Guess
just-
I'll be on my way then.
And it was the second time he knocked over all the
yeah.
row of bikes in the
See,
movie.
there's themes in this movie, like
Yeah.
knocking over bikes.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Don't do it. It's bad.
That is a funny movie. And Dottie likes him.
Yeah, that's another aspect of the character that I like. Women just can't resist him.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to talk to you.
Tommy Pickles. Well, and
Oh,
then,
yeah.
then they had the parallel thing with him
He
saying,
play a big top. The women can't resist him either.
That's
well,
true.
so when he confronts her and is like, you don't want it. You don't want anything to do with me.
I'm a loner. I'm a
Yeah.
rebel.
the convict says
Deja
it later.
vu.
Yeah.
And then they do it in the movie too.
Yeah.
And I loved. Okay, so
that was funny.
Okay, so the sequence where he's stealing the bike at the end was so funny. He's dressed up as the nun, like,
Oh, yeah.
I'll take it off, get home.
I'll start a paper route.
But it was so Looney Tunes. And the best part, like when they unplugged they all go out and unplug
Now they mean business.
they unplugged their golf carts.
Oh,
Jason.
yeah.
And then like they go through all the sets. And
All
the
Godzilla's on the Santa sleigh.
And they make it's a pretty good Godzilla costume, but they make the eyes real big.
yeah.
Why do I get the feeling Toho wasn't filming in California at the time?
Yeah.
They show the camera footage that's
Oh,
in
yeah.
Yeah.
the style of the black and
Yeah,
white
yeah.
Godzilla of him.
Well, that's
like,
just how
crashing
dailies
through.
were, I'll
That's
bet.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Develop them in black and white
That's
to save
hilarious.
money.
Yeah.
But my favorite scene is without a doubt the big meeting. It's so funny.
The
Exhibit Q.
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Yeah,
stars at night are
That's-
big and bright, deep in the heart
come on, man.
of Texas.
Come on, Matt. Yeah. That is very near and dear to me. I am from Texas, so that might work if you actually did that. If you went to Texas and tried that.
And then, like he's knocked out. What do you remember? I remember the Alamo.
That's a Phil Hartman type joke
yeah.
right there.
Yeah. And in the basement in the Alamo. Like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a Phil Hartman. There's no basement in the Alamo. Oh, this movie's so great.
Well,
this
and
movie's so great.
that they brought in the movie within the movie and
Oh, that
changed
was the
it.
best.
They changed it so he's like an intense spy thriller, but then he's
has
in
the
it,
cameo.
and they dub his voice.
Herman, paging Mr. Herman.
You have a telephone call
You
at the
have-
front desk.
In the
Presumably
front desk.
because he's so bad at acting that they redid everything.
And I love it. He's like,
And he's mugging
And
the
he
camera.
looks at the camera.
looks at
yeah.
the
When James Brolin covers him up, he
Yeah.
moves back into view.
that's James Brolin. That's hilarious. I
Yep.
didn't realize
And
that.
Morgan Fairchild or whatever. her
They had
name is.
another funny voice thing
That
where
is
when they were going through the Warner Brothers lot, and there's the sentry guy with this big armor on. He takes his helmet off,
Yeah, it's on lot 5.
and then the dancer, like, yeah, it's over there, or something like that.
Yeah, it's over there.
They just switched the pitches. That was funny.
That's
Little
funny.
gag too.
Such a nice movie. I want to watch it again now.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum,
I was
bum,
cracking
bum,
up though about him rescuing pets. Just
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought that was so like.
And there's,
He just-
there's a chimpanzee in a cage in a pet store.
I don't think pet stores do that.
And they're like a little buddy team, like saving
Yeah.
all these pets.
Come out and get him.
Get in single file lines. No running or whatever.
Sit.
And the snakes are the last part. And he goes,
There's a couple of fish left.
He
then-
keeps going back
Yeah,
and looking at
yeah.
him and stuff.
You know what's funny? It's like I remember as a kid thinking, "Oh, he got those fish out, but there's still fish in there." Mm-hmm. But they
brought it back.
They make sure that to say that
I
continuity.
feel like the fish wouldn't be in direct harm in a fire.
no, it's a joke, son.
Oh, it's a joke.
Yeah.
That's a great joke. Anywho.
So at the very end, when they tie it back, they go to each person. It's hilarious. and
all the different snacks and stuff.
And I love it. Like, baby, we're gonna miss the end of the movie. We don't. Look, you're not gonna see the rest of the movie.
I don't have to, Dottie. I lived it.
I lived it.
God, it's such a good movie.
So pleasant.
It's such a good movie.
And then Francis makes his return, and he gets
Yeah.
launched off the seat.
Oh,
That
it's
was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. It's so good.
It is. Isn't he in Popeye? That
Who?
Francis.
Pee Wee.
Francis in Popeye?
Yeah, and Francis and Popeye.
I'm racking my brain. I'm not sure, but I
he
wouldn't
was,
be
He was
surprised.
wimpy. Not wimpy, but he was
No.
the one who fought Bluto.
No, that's not him.
Oh, let me look.
It's probably not him, but I can see where you're getting at. I would bet $1 that it's not him.
he's in Leprechaun.
Oh, the amazing Leprechaun.
Yeah, the first Leprechaun movie.
Oh.
They're
Okay.
both in this movie. What's the significance? I don't know.
He's a Naked Gun, apparently.
Oh, Naked Gun. That's God, we got to review Naked Gun sometime.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Leslie Nielsen.
Me too.
All right, let's rate this
Yeah.
movie.
What's your rating, Matt? Too late.
Do you want me to go?
What do you think this movie is?
Oh. Great.
Getting a lot of mileage out of that today.
Yeah, I did think it.
Copyright strike.
I did think it was that, just so you don't have to play it. I will give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
But I very much enjoyed it. Thought it was, like I said, the start and then basically I didn't like the Francis character, I think. But
I love the Francis character.
I
You're
just
not
didn't-
supposed to like.
I know you're not supposed to like, but I didn't
don't think
find,
it's his temperament. I think he was trying to
I just
say.
didn't get a lot of humor from those things, and like I said, the start was kind of rough, but everything else after it I liked a lot.
I love that story.
What do you give it?
What do I give it?
Yes.
Well, on movies like this, I tend to do two different ratings, as you boys know. Like as a movie that I love and have loved my entire life, I give it a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
But I realize that it's not like high cinema or anything, so I would also give it a 7
Oh, okay.
as a hard rating.
Interesting. All right.
I'm giving it an 8, and it needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame? Anybody?
Yeah, it needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Pee-wee's Big Adventure needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Has to be unanimous. No peer pressure.
What do you think,
Uh,
I don't know.
Aaron? What you think? And it's okay if you don't like it. We'll just.
No, I mean, for my part, I would gladly put it in the Hall of Fame.
I don't know. I don't know if I would.
Let's give him like a night or two to think about it. Let him sleep on
The
it.
thing
No,
about
he has to decide now.
Why?
decided about
Because.
I don't think I would. I don't think I would.
Why?
Oh,
I don't think I would.
because it
Because you have
didn't.
no soul.
I think the
Because it didn't check enough boxes for you, bitch.
Wow, scathing. No, it's
yeah, I
How
don't
is
know.
your love life? Did they check enough boxes for you too?
what do you say?
What?
I don't know.
No,
Does everything have to be compared to The Godfather?
to your point, Ben, I do judge people if they don't like this movie.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
If someone doesn't like this movie, they have problems.
This is an 8 out of 10. What's flawed other than Francis?
What do you mean? What's
In the
flawed?
beginning.
He's not saying it's flawed. He's just saying it's not perfect.
Well, and movies in the Hall of Fame are flawed too. I don't. The reason
You would announce Gremlins in the Hall of Fame over this? You
yeah.
propose that?
Yeah.
Oh, you're dumb.
Why?
This movie is superior.
You're such a jerk, Ben.
I don't know.
I want to be a jerk today.
I don't know if I don't.
My middle name is Francis.
I think the reason I thought
It's not.
Gremlins got in because so much of it, like the rules of it, seem to be everybody knows the rules of Gremlins, the rules of
My
the different
movie's so
creatures.
much better than
And then
Gremlins.
also,
This is a
it-
comedy.
I know
Gremlins.
the comedies
Ish.
can be in too, but I don't know if this one gets there.
It wasn't. So, did you bust a gut laughing? Like, did you smile the whole time you watched it?
Don't
Not
let
the whole time. No, I didn't actually.
Ben- What
I
parts
just
didn't
told
you-
you.
what
I just
parts
told
you-
you the start. I was like, ugh.
other than
this-
the start, like what else?
well, 20 minutes out of an hour and a half movie.
Matt,
is,
don't let Ben
is
bust
pretty-
your chops.
No,
over
no,
this.
no, no. I want to bust his chops.
Oh my God.
I just told you. What do you want me? I just said the first 20 minutes were kind of like, oh, geez, that was kind of funny. But then it went into this like slow, long. It's a lot of him just. It's a lot of that at the
I
start.
guess it's not your cup of tea.
Well, the
Darjeeling.
latter hour and 15 minutes are good.
I love that stuff at the start. How
Yeah.
stupid he is. Like, everything's so dumb,
I mean, it's not dumb. It's just childlike.
but it's dumb smart. It's smart dumb.
Smart dumb.
smart dumb. That's a good word to
Smart dumb. Well, like
phrase.
Frasier, or it's so stupid. It's funny. Stooges.
Right. I have a
know?
question before we wrap things up. It's the biggest mystery. What is the deal with that lion on his bike? What does it do? What's it for?
Oh, that was interesting. It was kind of like a. It was kind of like a.
I'm sure the prop master was just like, we need something here.
Something to
kinda reminded me of
differentiate it.
Voltron or something. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit like an action figure. I wake up with a mighty roar.
All right. What was
This movie was great.
What was the movie where?
Thanks, Ben.
What was the movie we're doing next week?
We doing Flight of the Navigator,
Flight of the
Ben?
Navigator.
Fly the Navigator. Yeah. Our Big Top Pee Wee.
Nah. No.
That one's not as good.
No.
Is there another movie too?
There's a third one
Pee-wee's
for
Big
Netflix.
Holiday?
Yeah.
I think
is
he's
that
too
any
old.
good?
No, that's worse than Big
Oh.
Big Top Pee Wee is okay.
If this movie didn't exist, Big Top Pee would be great. I would
Yeah.
say.
Great.
Yeah, this is like
Oh, Dad. I'm the one at the button.
That's three greats.
All right. Until next week.
Until next week.
I know you are, but what am I?